Here's who stood out on day 11 of 49ers training camp. Cornerback Emmanuel Mosley. He broke up a pass from Jimmy Garoppolo intended for Deebo Samuel that saved a touchdown on 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line, then intercepted a pass from Garoppolo intended for Brandon Ayuk in the end zone a few minutes later. Mosley missed the first 8 days of camp because he was on the COVID-19 list, but has been outstanding since he returned. Defensive tackles Kevin Givens and Javon Kinlaw. From my perspective, they punished Laken Tomlinson for poking Contavious Street in the eye a couple of days ago during one-on-ones. Throughout camp, Street, a backup, has dominated Tomlinson, a starter. And on Saturday, they faced each other in Levi Stadium in front of more than 20,000 fans, and Street beat him again. When they faced each other a second time, Tomlinson poked Street in the eye, a major no-no even though it was an accident. Tomlinson could have blinded Street and ended his career. So on Tuesday, when Givens faced Tomlinson during one-on-ones, Givens started 2 fights with them. Both times they wrestled each other to the ground and had to be separated. After this drill, Mike McGlinchey walked over to the defensive linemen and seemed to chastise them, and Kinlaw seemed to urge McGlinchey to take a hike. And then a minute later, on the first play of 11-on-11s, Kinlaw started a scuffle with Tomlinson just to make sure he got the message. I love football justice. Defensive tackle Maurice Hurst. He beat starting right guard Daniel Brunskill with a swipe move to the outside during one-on-ones, then beat Brunskill later for a sack during 11-on-11s. Hurst should make the team. He's a terrific interior pass rusher. Defensive end D Ford. He beat Mike McGlinchey for a sack during 11-on-11s. You can feel the anxiety drip off McGlinchey when Ford lines up across from him. More on McGlinchey in a minute. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel. He beat Jason Verrett with the quick fade route in the red zone for a touchdown. Beating Verrett always is impressive because Verrett might be the best player in camp. Samuel is in the running as well. Wide receiver Mohamed Sanu. He caught a touchdown pass from Lance in the front right corner of the end zone with a defender draped all over him. Sanu was a good replacement for Kendrick Bourne. Wide receiver Jawan Jennings. He caught 2 touchdown passes in the red zone. One from Josh Rosen when Jennings was running a quick slant, and one from Trey Lance when Jennings ran a seam route. Wide receiver Trent Sherfield. He caught a 35-yard pass up the left sideline from Lance. The 49ers signed Sherfield to play special teams, but he also has established himself as one of their best wide receivers. Good signing. Tight end Ross Dwelly. He created 5 yards of separation against starting strong safety Tavon Wilson with a simple out route during one-on-ones. Dwelly is a terrific route runner. More on Wilson in a minute. Tight end Jordan Matthews. He beat 3rd string safety Kai Nakua with a slant route for a touchdown during 11-on-11s. Matthews also was a good route runner. Too bad he's a horrendous blocker. Quarterback Josh Rosen. 2 days after head coach Kyle Shanahan said Rosen took a couple steps back by throwing an interception, Rosen took a giant leap forward by throwing a gorgeous 50-yard touchdown pass up the left sideline to rookie undrafted free agent Austin Watkins. The pass couldn't have been more perfect. The 49ers should not give up on Rosen. He has real talent, unlike Nate Sudfeld, who has none. No offense to Sudfeld. Left tackle Alfredo Gutierrez. He blocked defensive end Shalik Calhoun the one time they faced each other during one-on-ones. Gutierrez is a giant, and he's improving. Left guard Laken Tomlinson. He took his daily whipping from backup defensive tackle Contavious Street, then got into 3 fights. Better luck Wednesday, Laken. Right tackle Mike McGlinchey. He gave up his daily sack to D Ford and got beat around the edge by backup defensive end Jordan Willis during one-on-ones. McGlinchey plays soft no matter what he weighs. I take no pleasure saying this. Tight end Charlie Werner. He couldn't create an inch of separation against 3rd string safety Kai Nakua during one-on-ones. Werner is a bad route runner. Wide receiver Jalen Hurd. He shut himself down for today's practice because his surgically repaired knee didn't feel right. I doubt he'll make the team. He's never healthy. Defensive end Nick Bosa. Still hasn't hit anyone in training camp. Defensive end Eric Armstead. Still has a groin injury. Looks like his camp is over. Defensive end Samson Ebukam. still has a mysterious leg injury the 49ers won't name. Looks like his camp ended shortly after it began. Wide receiver Richie James Jr. He dropped yet another pass during 11-on-11s. It feels like he has dropped more balls than he has caught in camp. He's playing his way off the roster. Strong safety Jaquiski Tartt. He hasn't practiced at all in camp. And today, Shanahan said Tartt isn't coming back anytime soon. Sounds like he could miss some or all of the season with a turf toe injury, which would be bad for the 49ers because their replacement, Tavon Wilson, can't cover either of their top two tight ends. Tartt could cover both of them before his injury.